What's going on social media? So normally I do these market updates every second Thursday, so I do them every other Thursday. However, last Thursday I was traveling and so I did not have a chance to do this. And now this time you're going to get 3 weeks worth of data versus 2 weeks worth of data. I'm also going to condense this just a little bit because I am at a open house. I'm hosting my open house up in the Upper East Side of Miami, up by the Miami Modern District. And I would like to tend to my open house before anybody does arrive. I have a few minutes. And so to not skip out on the update, I am going to include in this report just the most important, or what I find to be the most important updates for 4 single family markets in Miami-Dade County. It's going to be Coral Gables north of US 1. I don't include south of US 1 because Coral Gables does start to blend a lot with Coconut Grove and the surrounding unincorporated areas of Miami-Dade County. And so pricing can be skewed just a little bit. And so to keep it Coral Gables centric, I am going to be including Coral Gables, the city of Coral Gables north of US 1. I'm also going to include a little bit further west in the area of Sunset in 33173. It's going to be north and south of Sunset Drive. I'm going to go further out west all the way down by the Tamiami Executive Airport out by 33196. It's going to include hammocks and then Country Walk just to the south of it. I'm also going to include the areas a little bit further down south, Richmond Heights, Palmetto Estates, and West Perrine. And I include these as 4 of the most active single family markets that we have in the southern part of Miami-Dade County. And so the most important takeaways from the Coral Gables update, we had a substantially lower amount of closings the last 3 weeks than we have in the 2 weeks prior. So the prior 2 weeks of my previous update, we did have 7 closings. In the last 3 weeks, we've only had 2, as a significant drop off in closings. We also see this at a time that we had about a 10% increase in inventory. We went from about 101 listings that were active at the time of that last update, and now we have 111. So an increase of 10 listings. Representing about 10% of what was available at the time of the last update. There's currently 23 properties that are either pending or under contract. This is relatively the same as what it was. And one of the things that I am going to start including in these updates are the number of listings that are either canceled, withdrawn, or that have expired. I don't have a past number in order to be able to make an assessment of the adjustment to this, or how big or how low these numbers are. I could pull that data, but for the purpose of moving forward, I am just going to start calculating from now. And so as of the last 21 days, we've had 11 listings that were either canceled, withdrawn, or that expired in Coral Gables. The current amount of active listings, 111. The median time on the market for these, this is also very significant, has increased by almost 2 weeks, has increased 13 days up to 75 days on the market. So not only are we adding inventory, but we are also, the inventory that we are adding is sitting quite a bit longer as well. Moving on to 33173, we've had 8 closings in the last 21 days. This is going to be 4 more closings than our update 3 weeks ago. And so you see a lot more activity in the last 3 weeks than we had the prior 2 weeks at the time of our last update. There's currently 33 active listings that are in 33173 at the time of the pulling of this data, which was last night. And this is 8 less than the amount of active listings we had at the end of our update just 3 weeks ago. And so inventory is falling notably in 33173. There's currently 28 listings that are pending or under contract, and there are 5 that were canceled, withdrawn, or that expired in the last 21 days. Of the 33 active listings, their median time on the market increased quite a bit as well, 10 days up to 57 days on the market. And so while we are depleting the inventory that we have in the area of Sunset, we depleted by the number of 8. We currently have 33 and we dropped 8, which means that our last update was 41. What we do have is sitting on the market longer. And so it looks like buyers are running out of options in 33173. Moving on to the area of 33196 is going to be north and south of the Tamiami Executive Airport. We did have 9 closed transactions in the last 21 days. This is just 1 less closing than our last update, so rather balanced market for that area as well. The number of active listings has dropped by 11 listings down to 70. So we are not adding inventory at the same volume that we had been adding previously. And the time on the market, the median days on the market for that has increased just a bit up to 53, about a 10% increase for that as well. There's currently 28 listings. There are currently 30 listings that are pending or under contract. And there were 16 listings that were either canceled, withdrawn, or that expired. That might make up quite a bit of that 11 less of the active inventory that we saw from the last update. On to our last update area of the Richmond Heights, Palmetto Estates, and West Perrine areas. This is going to be north of Southwest 184th Street all the way up to the Cutler Drain Canal, and then between the Turnpike and US 1. In the last 21 days, we've had 10 closed transactions. This is 5 more than what our update was 3 weeks ago. Keep in mind that that period of time was looking at 2 weeks. This one is looking at 3 weeks. And so there's a understandable amount of increase. However, double is notable. 3 of these were closed in cash. That's actually pretty significant. Our last update didn't have any cash closings at all. And so 3 of these 10 closings in the last 21 days were cash closings. That's something interesting. The current amount of inventory in the market in this area is just 55 listings. This is just 2 more than what we had on our update 3 weeks ago. And so relatively calm market that is in that area as well. There's currently 40 listings that are either pending or that are under contract. This is 4 more than what our update was 3 weeks ago. And there were 11 listings that were either canceled, withdrawn, or that expired in the last 21 days. Again, in Richmond Heights, Palmetto Estates, and in West Prime. Of those 55 listings that are active, the time on the market, the median days on the market actually fell just a little bit to 53 days on the market. So it looks like that the balance in that market is certainly allowing what is selling to deplete the inventory, and what we do have is fresher inventory relative to the other markets in this report. And so quickly looking at the overall Miami-Dade County market for single family homes. Again, this is single family homes in Miami-Dade County. At the time of this data poll, we were at 3,823 listings. This compares roughly to November of 2020, when we had about 3,800 as well. To compare to our last update 3 weeks ago, we had 3,755. So we're looking at a net increase of just 68 listings in the last 21 days. These are net listings. So this is after you factor out what has come off the market and then factor in what has come onto the market. We only netted positive 68 listings in the last 21 days. Interestingly enough, international attention on Miami is highlighted as focused out of Colombia. Colombia wound up being for the last month, wound up being the country, the international country that has had the most attention on Miami, with a number of 11.77% of international searches on Realtor.com or MiamiRealtors.com. This is almost double the very next most interested country, which was Argentina at 6.85. And so again, Colombia took the #1 spot as most interested in Miami from an international country, almost doubling its second place, Argentina, at 6.85. And now looking a little bit more domestically, while the metro areas like Los Angeles, New York, and Chicago are certainly near the top of the list for what is looking at the Miami market. Interestingly enough, as a state as a whole, Minnesota is the state that is most interested in Miami. That is interesting to me. Looking at the primary mortgage market survey, this is released every Thursday by Freddie Mac. At the time of our last update, we were looking at 6.29% for the average 30-year fixed rate mortgage, according to Freddie Mac. The following week, it had increased up to 6.7% at the average for the 30-year fixed rate mortgage, again, according to Freddie Mac. Last week, it had dropped down to 6.66, and then now yesterday's release was 6.92. So we are nearing 7% for the 30-year fixed rate mortgage at the average, according to Freddie Mac. If any of this is helpful, please feel free to like and share this video. And if you'd like to know more information about specific markets, do feel free to reach out to me, and I'm happy to do a deep dive on them. You guys stay safe, take care. My name is Marvin.Mora. I'm a broker associate down here in Miami, Florida. Bye-bye.